if we're talking about elasticity, right? Elasticity. If an individual is already here, this thing, if I'm there for a very, very long time, this elasticity of my obliques, my external obliques, internal obliques, transverse abdominis, rectus abdominis, starts to become less elastic.
Yeah.
Right? So those are some big ones that we can talk about. The other ones, I think this is a very simple one, an anterior pelvic tilt. Right? So if an individual is in this position, right, there's an open scissor thing that everyone talks about. I'm sure you've heard it all the time in baseball because that's such a common thing. Is the axis of rotation stops becoming in the hip joint, nor in the rib cage, the thorax. It becomes the lumbar spine. So the rotation starts to become here. Because the axis of rotation is no longer vertical and they can rotate, it's a this and they rotate. So what happens is where the hinge happens is where you rotate.
That's me, boy.
Right? So that's
being in somebody like a middle-aged adult like me is different than what causes velocity on a guy like that.
Let's talk. Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
I'm all about these improvised communication.
Cool.
I'd rather have that, to be honest, because I can lecture all day. I've done that enough in my life.
Yeah.
And it's just me talking. And that doesn't mean I can see you guys learning or not, or just communicating. When this is here, I know I'm able to communicate. And if it's smaller, the easier. And Nunzio came last time, and he was like drilling it. So that's what I loved it. So if we're talking about elasticity, right? Elasticity. If an individual is already here, this thing, if I'm there for a very, very long time, this elasticity of my obliques, my external obliques, internal obliques, transverse abdominis, rectus abdominis, starts to become less elastic. Right? Think about a rubber band that's always stretched out for a long time. About an hour, it just doesn't create more elasticity. So there's two things that happens in the person that does that. Is I can't feel my abs, so what do? Two things. They tense it more in that position, so they tense it here, or they go more into anterior pelvic tilt, so they can feel that elastic coil, right? Unfortunately, both of those will not lead to a better thing. You just get worse.
Banging your head against the wall, you have a headache.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you just mind time.
Keeps getting worse, right? So, from a supination pronation standpoint, if we get stuck in supination pronation, your foot would never change, because the foot muscles or foot bones are such a small part of your body percentage that I don't care how much supination I do, this body weight will always be that supinator muscle or pronator muscles. It's too small. It doesn't generate power. What needs to happen in order to support is this and this to come together.
Right.
If